All right, so we're going to go through a few things that Zillow just does not want you to know. And this is crazy because it's pretty simple once you learn it, but this is going to be able to be a major breakthrough for you and your business. And it's funny because I've been able to work with some of the top teams in the country. I've been able to work with some of the top trainers and coaches in the country, and it's amazing how much marketing plays across any industry, but especially in real estate. These big dogs really know how to do it well, and it's just a few little tweaks that we could make as agents that can make a huge impact in our business. So what I want to go through really quick is what the big Z is doing. So if I look at Zillow and say, okay, why do they get so much traffic and why can they sell their leads for so much money or their impressions for so much money and continuously charge more and more and more? It comes down to one thing, and that is them not needing to make money off of them actually purchasing a house. So they're literally just trying to get people to the point where they are raising their hands saying, yes, I am interested in buying a home or selling a home in some cases, but mainly buying a home. And how do they do that? They do that with content, okay? Their content is the real estate agents, which is the dark, deep secret of Zillow, which is they don't actually have anything that they're doing. They just have a platform that they got all the agents to give them their listings to be able to market those and then be able to sell them back the people that are looking at the agent's listings, which is crazy. Kind of sounds like a scheme, but they've done it and become a multi-billion-dollar company because of it. But if you look at the content that they put out, right, all they're doing is getting houses in front of eyes. And how they do that is with really good marketing. So if you've signed up for Zillow, did you get a phone call? Probably not. I didn't get a phone call when I signed up for Zillow. I don't get phone calls now because I'm on Zillow's app looking at different houses. That doesn't happen. What they do is they simply try to get eyeballs on the houses that are in the area. So if you've looked at different things, they've got all kinds of algorithms that say, okay, if they're looking at 3 and 2s that are under $300,000 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in the north part of Dallas, then any new ones that pop up, I'm going to send them. Or any price reductions that pop up, I'm going to send them over and say, hey, these 10 houses are probably something that you might be interested in. And then they try to get clicks, and then if people are interested, they try to get them to take their option at the bottom that says, I want to talk to an agent, and then they sell that person back to you. But what we do as real estate agents is the exact opposite. So if someone comes onto our site, let's say we're paying for traffic on Facebook or we're paying for traffic on Google, and they come on our site, what do? We do the 5-minute rule. We get in touch with them immediately, right? Which isn't a bad thing, but what we try to do is we try to set an appointment, and we're only trying to set an appointment. And if it does not result in a set appointment, we're like, shoot, darn it, guess they're not interested, and we don't ever follow up with them again. Worse, if we try to touch base with them and they don't answer, there's a lot of times where we call them maybe 16 hours after they came in, they don't answer the phone, and we never contact them again. If you want to talk about a terrible process, that's it. Zillow just has a really good process. So when they have someone come in, they don't call them to try and figure it out. They just try to get more and more in front of their face until they're ready. And we can't really afford to do that in most cases, so I wouldn't suggest stopping immediately trying to call people as soon as they come into your system. But it's to have a servant's heart and try and help them actually in their process, because the fact of anything you saying trying to actually change their timing or motivation is very, very slim to none. So instead of doing that, just try and get an idea of what their situation is, what they're trying to accomplish, and do this novel concept which is called trying to just help them accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. You are the professional, you can do that, but it's just a matter of you having the right intentions. So be more like Zillow so you can take them down or not have to pay them a ton to do the same thing. Because if you were to have a process that was similar to where you talked to the person, they said they weren't interested in buying right now, but they've been trying to get it together, so they're probably going to be buying towards the end of the year, then have a process that you can send through there where you stay top of mind. You're the one that's sending them houses to go and look at. You're sending them the things that they want, which are going to be 2 things when it comes to buyers. It's going to be the affordability of the house, and it's going to be the selection that they have. It's always going to be those 2 things. Make it about them and what they're trying to accomplish. Don't talk about how amazing you are. It's not like Zillow calls and says, hey, we're the biggest platform on the planet for real estate. We get this many many visitors every single month. That's why you should come back and look at our stuff. That's not what they're doing. They're just trying to play it cool. Say, hey, here's all of our stuff. This is stuff that you're probably interested in. When you're ready, let us know. If not, no big deal. Which is how they get people to raise their hand, and they're able to sell those impressions and those leads back to you as agents for so expensive, because it's become such a big value in your head, which is kind of crazy. So if you can do that and focus on, there is a process, right? So all it is that strangers have gone to a website, right? Strangers have gone to this website, in this case Zillow, in another case your website, but they've gone to a website. They fill something out, and your goal is to eventually make them a happy past client that's giving you referrals, right? That's the most ideal situation, is you take this stranger and turn them into a happy past client that's giving you referrals. But there's a lot of steps there in between. And what we make the mistake of is trying to go way past what we're actually trying to accomplish and just go jump all these steps and do this. And we don't have any kind of process. We just kind of wing it and take them from here to there, right? Zillow's put hundreds of millions of dollars into their algorithms of sending out what the right house is to these people. They've spent all of their time and all of their money trying to figure out what's the best experience for the user, and we're thinking about ourselves. We're thinking about our commission checks. And it's so funny because we've got so many different agents that have worked with over time that have done all these different lead gen things online, and they're like, no, it's garbage, it doesn't work. No, those are terrible leads. Man, if I could just get good leads, my problems would be solved. That'd be good. I'm amazing once I get face to face with people. But unfortunately, I'm going to tell you some maybe hard to swallow truth. It's probably not the leads, to be honest with you. Lead is a lead is a lead is a lead. If you look at some of the best teams on the planet, they're rocking out online lead gen when they're converting like 4%. You're like in the Hall of Fame. It's like the equivalent of hitting 400 in baseball. Right? 300 you get to the Hall of Fame. 400 you're the best player that's ever played ever. So it's similar percentages, but it's reduced a lot. So 4% of the time, if you're successful converting an online lead in a very short period of time, you're doing amazing. But everybody has this false kind of perception of what good is. And if you're first starting off, you don't know. But if you got 100 leads, and let's say they're $10 a lead, so that costs you $1,000, right? And you got 100, and you converted 2 of them. If you're making on average $6,000, that's $12,000 that you made for spending $1,000. That's a really good ROI. If you went to any business on the planet and said, hey, if you spent $1,000 and got $12,000, would you do it? Yes, they do it all day long, and you should be too. And that's just at 2% conversion. Double that, you got 24,000, and you can do wonders if you have the right process in place. So if you are having a shift in your mind right now, it's amazing. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's something that it's like, hey, maybe it's not the leads, maybe it's my process. And it's usually probably not you. I've always heard, it's either a people problem or a process problem. It's rarely the people problem. Right? Sometimes it is. It's rarely the people problem. A lot of times it's just we don't have the right process that we're using. So what we would love to do is show you what an ideal process is, right? How can you, take a 2% conversion and turn that into like a 15% conversion, where you're so far past what really good is for mega teams with staff upon staff upon staff, 5 different people calling for them. They got a team of buyer's agents. They got all these people. How can you compete with that? Well, you can if you have the right process. And it's all about being able to have the ability to look past the fence that you're right in front of and look at the giant field that you can play in. So it's just a matter of getting over there. It can always be beneficial to have some help there. So what we would love to do is we would love to just kind of get on the phone with you, do a screen share, whatever we got to do, find out where you're at in your business, kind of show you what the best people on the planet are doing, and then what those ideal things are outside of the industry too. How Zillow's doing it is really simple, but it's just something that you're perfecting with the process. So what process are you putting people through once they come into your system or into your world, as a stranger, and now you're trying to get in contact with them. What are all the ways that you're trying to get in contact with them? Are you trying to stay in touch with them? Are you trying to stay relevant? Are you staying in front of them on Facebook? Are you staying in front of them with text messages or no-ring voicemails or whatever way possible to get in touch with people? Are you doing all those things, and are you staying in front of them, and are you trying to help them with relevant content, right? Houses. Buyer comes to Zillow, looks at houses, they say, hey, see what houses you're looking at? We're gonna send you a bunch of other ones that are like that, because that's most likely what you're going to click on in emails to go back to the site. And they're gonna go back, and they're gonna get trained that when they have real estate, they're gonna go to Zillow, because Zillow is very helpful, not because Zillow's a really good brand or really good anything. They've created their brand around the experience that they've given their customers. Which is just website visitors looking at your listings, which is the craziest part. They don't really have a product. So if you're interested, we'd love to jump on a call. It doesn't cost you anything. We'd love to show you exactly what you're doing, break that down a little bit, what an ideal process would be, and see if it makes sense to work together. If not, at least you'll see exactly what you should be doing, and you can execute this on your own. But it's just one shift from, I need really good quality leads, that's what I need. No, you need to make really good quality leads, and you can do that. It's easy to do once you see exactly kind of how to do that. So if you're interested, fill out the form. If not, no big deal. Hopefully this was helpful, and we'll see you soon.